In my opinion, a nature press is the main highlight of the new Build By trailer for The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. However, there's definitely a lot of other aspects to notice too. This mini trailer was actually released the other day, and this was just a few days after the Create a Sim mini trailer. It's pretty short, but what I find great about this trailer is that each item you get to see several different swatches. And as I said in my review of the past trailer, swatches do make a difference. You can see here a range of hues, and with that, I do see some earthy tones, but also some softer whimsical tones, and even, thankfully, some darker tones too. I personally appreciate the purple and natural wood tones the very most. Overall, I would say as a whole, the team has been doing better with swatches, at least in terms of ranges. Sometimes I think the swatches for the Create a Sim items are a little bit odious, and of course the biggest downside to Build By is sometimes it can be hard to match swatches. That aside, this does look like a good variety, and in my opinion, it fits both the theme while also giving players more to use. Now, as far as what I like the most, it actually looks like the nature press might be functional, and if that is true and you can make things with it, then I am all here for it. I'm here for functional items, which Sims 4 sometimes skimps on, and I think this overall would be a great addition. Now, I also know we have tons of bookshelves in the game, but I actually really like this one. I love the whimsical style. I know some people are going to say, when am I ever going to use that? But personally, I like that they actually leaned right into the whimsy. But now, let's take a closer look frame by frame. The first frame here, we see the spiral fence and gate. Now, honestly, again, I know this isn't going to be for everyone, but something I said actually in the Create a Sim is I feel like they played it too safe and it honestly was kind of dull. This, on the other hand, does feel whimsical, and I really like this. In the reveal trailer, I thought Build By looked okay, but I am noticing items I do especially appreciate here. This just has tons of whimsy, I know I keep using that word, and I think it looks very beautiful. The only caveat I have, of course, is we have limited options in terms of customization, and in some instances, I could see how this might be difficult to use depending on your setting. That aside, this definitely is a standout to me. Next up, we also have this crystalline waterfall shower. This makes sense for the outdoor living aspect, and yes, you could use it for rags to riches. Someone has actually pointed out to me that rags to riches would go along with this pack, but in some ways it actually makes the challenge less challenging. But that aside, this makes sense. Honestly, the design is not my favorite. There's just something a little bit strange about the way it's designed. It's supposed to look natural in a way, but it also looks super artificial. Again, I do appreciate an inventive shower, so I'm not saying no to this, but I am kind of mixed on this one, neither really love it or hate it. I feel about the same way about this next item. This next item is the pedal dance sink. This sink is fine, it is unique, it does have an interesting motif. I'm not so sure about most of the swatches on this one. Honestly, I like the natural wood the best. You can let me know in the comments below what you think about this sink. Again, I don't hate it, but I also don't really love it. Next up is this fairy tale canopy bed. Now, I am pretty sure we've used this same mesh or frame several times in Sims 4. That aside, I like this just fine. I actually had a canopy on my trundle bed growing up, so I do like the whimsy here. I will say I'm not so sure about the swatches. I am mixed about some of these combinations. For instance, I like parts of the swatch, but not all of it together. However, that aside, I will say at least they are creative, so I do definitely appreciate that too. Along with the bed, we also get a coffee table and also a shelf sofa. This is really an interesting style. I don't know what to make of it. I do like that they're playing with shapes and patterns here. I honestly think I just need to see the whole catalog together because I'm trying to picture it and having trouble doing so. Overall, don't mind it, it's interesting, but I'm not exactly sure what they're going for. And along with this, we also get windows and drapes. These drapes definitely have the nature motif. I will be curious to see again how this is all going to look put together in builds. And here are these fairy tale windows. These windows are quite unique. I do like them. I'm just curious about the heights and how they're going to look in a build. Again, I'm not saying these are good or bad, I simply don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion on windows, but what I do appreciate is they're showing some creativity. We also know this pack is going to have a lot of new plants, which I know some people are going to appreciate. However, here I just want to say we get yet another look at Create a Sim items, and I still don't understand the Create a Sim items. I know that is not the focus of this video, but I'm just saying this just looks all over the place to me. And as already mentioned, of course the highlight for me is this nature press. I am so curious to see this shown off. I want to know more about it. I don't remember reading about it, but let me know if I missed something. All in all, I definitely want to see more functional gameplay items in Sims 4. We tend to get a lot of user interface and new systems, but not tons of actual gameplay items that are completely new and fresh. Now, I do know if you order this pack before a certain date, you get a fairy house. However, rest assured you do still get a fairy home even if you do not order it early. This appears to be that version. Don't really have a problem with it. Some people said we should have gotten more fairy homes. And honestly, I do understand that critique, but I think it looks just fine. Now, as far as what the community thinks, as you know by now, people are divided. I will say in general, Sims 4 build items tend to be more positive reception than the actual gameplay and even Create a Sim. And in this case, I definitely understand. However, this time people were pretty much all over the board. I would definitely say I saw more positive comments than negative ones. Again, people think this will be fun to build with, and it is good to see people feeling happy. However, as you can imagine, there were definitely still differences in opinion. For example, some people thought it was way too niche and it's not going to be reusable whatsoever. However, the irony of this is other people said it looked too familiar. Some people said it looks like cottage living but worse. Some people pointed out that the windows and wallpapers look like items from Realm of Magic. Of course, others brought up that spiral staircases would have fit in perfectly with this pack. Honestly, I'm not sure if we're ever getting spiral staircases, but that is not too surprising people brought it up. Overall though, I would say the reception is positive for build buy. Again, people have differences of opinions, that's always going to happen. I think it looks decent, it looks better than the reveal trailer, and I think some of the swatches are fantastic. Some of these items are creative, and I can tell the team does have talent. Again though, I want to see the full catalog before I even determine if I like build buy. So let me know in the comments below what's your opinion so far of the build buy catalog. Do you like any items or swatches? What did you hope to see and how does it differ? As always, thanks so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.